Yo bar, what's up and what's happening? And welcome back to It's the Yo Bar series with me, Chris Harding. Today, I thought I'd take you on a little personal journey of mine with a client that I had in helping him to reverse his type 2 diabetes. So to give you a very brief background, my main objective as a nutrition coach was to try and help people to obviously lose weight. And I actually designed a course for this. So I did a 6 weeks course that I did live with clients that wanted to lose weight. That course ran for probably about 9 months just before COVID struck, and then everything obviously shut down after that. But the one thing that I used to find very difficult, and the one thing that I failed on as a coach, is that I was giving them very textbook information, but I wasn't actually helping them to achieve weight loss because I wasn't structuring it in the right way. So I'll give you an example. One way to say how to lose weight is, you should track your macronutrients. You should track your proteins, carbs, and your fats, and then you have a better idea of how to lose weight, or at least how to control your weight or how much you're eating. And that is very true. However, for the majority of people, they don't actually have that internal compass where they're going to track their calories every single day and their macros. What's more likely to happen, or what's better to happen, is that you help guide a person to do that. So you track their macros for them, and you track their calories for them, and you create something in terms of a diet or a nutrition plan that they actually adhere to and like. So how this came around for me is that I met an individual, and his name was Andy. Andy, at the time when I met him, was 36, and he'd just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and he had a blood sugar reading of 6.8, but I think before he'd met me, it was actually slightly higher than that. Now, when I first met Andy, he actually had a personal reason for wanting to address his type 2 diabetes. Unfortunately, a few years prior to him being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, he actually lost his father to type 2 diabetes. And so therefore, he didn't want the same thing to happen to him, and he didn't want to have to put his business on the line, his life in jeopardy, and also put his family through the same things that he had been through. So when Andy came to me, the initial thing was just to try and lose weight. And what I thought I'd do is I say, okay, I'll go back to my course that I was doing before COVID-19, and I'll try and teach him my course. And so this is what we began doing. We started to try and implement my course into his lifestyle by giving him better advice and giving him guidelines and helping him understand his macronutrients and what carbs and calories were and all that stuff. And it didn't work at all. He didn't lose a pound. And after weeks and weeks and weeks of failure, I kind of started to think to myself, this guy's going to suss me out that I actually don't know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, but I didn't know how to iterate it or complement the subject in a way where people actually really could grasp what I wanted them to do. So working with Andy, it actually got to the point where I had to take matters into my own hands, and we used to weigh in every single week, and we'd weigh in and nothing had changed. And so in fact, sometimes the weight had actually gone up, which is no good and making me look really bad. So I thought, I've got to do something here. I've got to try and implement something for him that actually works. And so I thought, well, okay, what I'll do is I will do the nutrition myself. I'll do the plan myself. I'll write out meals that he likes. And it's going to take a huge amount of time and a huge amount of dedication. But I really felt bad that this guy had put a lot of faith into me, and we had been working together for months and no success and no real result. And after months, I would assume that most people would probably give up because they'd be like, this coach, this nutrition coach isn't helping me lose weight. He obviously doesn't really know exactly what he's doing, or he doesn't have the right method. So although I understood that it was going to take a lot more to help Andy to lose weight, what I really understood from this journey is that to implement things better as a coach someone that you're buying into, someone that you're putting your faith into, is really, really important to be able to give the client a journey, a guide, and you coach them in that guide. So for me, when I guide my clients, it's about guiding them through nutrition. Not only that, but on the opposite side, or the flip side to that, is that I am creating a documentation of their nutrition, and I'm guiding them and coaching them through that. Once I implemented this, and once I started to coach Andy in a different way with a more structured guideline that had been written by me, by the following February, Andy had not only lost weight, but he'd actually reversed his type 2 diabetes completely. So he wasn't even pre-diabetic. He was someone who had high blood sugar, but he was on a much, much better trajectory than he had been previously. And also, he didn't have to take any medication. So he was able to avoid medications such as metformin. And obviously, if diabetes gets a lot worse, then you have to start taking insulin to be able to control your blood sugar levels better. So what can you take from this personal journey of mine? Well, what I would say is whether you're trying to lose weight, lower your blood pressure, control your cholesterol, or perhaps even control your diabetes, if you've got type 2 diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, is that you need to be able to create or get someone to help create you a structure that's designed for you. There's no point in following anything that's just out of a book. Textbook dieting just doesn't work. And the reason is because it's not written for you, and that's quite simply it. If you find a way to be able to use a tool such as MyFitnessPal, invest in a coach to be able to help you write and guide you through that program. Sometimes there are actually personal trainers I know of who've actually written plans for their customers and their clients, and they have actually had great success in weight loss also. The one thing I would avoid, however, is just following a random diet that you like the look of but doesn't actually necessarily get you any guaranteed results. The reason why I say that is because it's actually a huge waste of time when you could be actually investing time in something that's designed for you. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that brief client journey helpful. If you're liking this content, then remember to give me a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Until next time, be fit, be healthy, and of course, be a boss bear.
It's the Yoba series.